What is up, YouTube? Thanks for coming back for another video. So in the continuation of playing with some plants and grow tents indoors, my wife and I were at the Lowe's the other day and we came across this Ferry Morse herb garden. So the intention was to put this in the grow tent and see what we can grow while indoors. And so my wife actually wanted to kind of get in on the YouTube action. So this is actually her putting everything together, and she wanted me to do the voiceover for it. So you can see these instructions are fairly simple with the herb garden. So you've got the 4 pots, you've got 4 pieces of soil medium, and 4 different seed types. So the 4 seed types that actually came with this was a chives, you've got a cilantro, and you've got some parsley, and you got some oregano there. So that's the parsley packet there. So these we actually use quite often with cooking. It's expensive to go to the grocery store and purchase these live. And at least with these, you know, you can grow some, kind of clip it off and keep them growing. So it's kind of a good thing for us to have. So these are the tools you're going to need for it. So a spoon, fork, some scissors to cut the seed packets open. Calls for 1.5 cups of water, but you'll see we actually had to use quite a bit more. And these are the 4, I'm going to call them biscuits of soil medium. And instead of just throwing them into the actual plastic pots, you need to put it into this big mixing bowl, because this is going to create a lot of soil medium or growing medium, whichever you want to call it. So you have the 1.5 cups of water. We dump that in, and I did try to speed this up a little bit. Well, once we got this put in here and had to switch over to a fork to try to break this up a little bit, it absorbed a lot of the water really quick, and you can see this in real time. It's just absorbing all that water up. And as we started to break this up, it was very dry in the middle still, so even with the 1.5 cups of water, it didn't break down all the soil medium. So we had to come back at it with another 1.5 cups of water, and then hit it again after that. So you can see here, after 1.5 cups of water, still rock hard in the middle, and we went across all of them. They actually kind of started splitting right in the middle, and every single one of these was just dry as a bone in the middle. So as she goes through here and splits these up, what the heck? So we came out with another 1.5 cups of water. I'm just going to stir this in. Still had quite a bit of dry spots in it, so then ultimately had to do another 1.5 cups of water in there. So we ended up with a total of 4.5 cups of water for this grow medium, even though the instructions only required 1.5. It said add more as needed. It was definitely needed. And you see here it's still a little bit dry, so we added the other 1.5 cups of water. So once we did that, kind of keep stirring everything around, get it all broken down. You get a nice big pile of growing soil medium. Just kind of keep fluffing it up. Then once that is done, we can set that aside, and then we'll get our plastic pots that came with it. We'll set that up here, and then we'll start filling those up. So once we started filling these up, we didn't go all the way to the top because we want to put the seeds in and then put a little bit more grow medium over top of it to kind of keep everything, keep it covered up, keep it damp, kind of protect those seeds a little bit. And you see here, I sped things up a little bit for you. So now we got the soil medium in there. We started out with the chives. So we cut that one open, and when we cut this open and started trying to get the seeds out, it seemed like there really wasn't a lot of seeds that came out. We kind of kept banging on the packet, thinking a few more seeds would come out. We cut the packet open, thinking something was stuck in there. and there just really wasn't that many seeds to it. So maybe it's just the way the chives are, because it's kind of more like a grass, I guess. So it really didn't take a lot of seeds. But so we spread those in there. And you see we're just banging the heck out, because it doesn't look like a lot of seeds. It looks like maybe half a dozen seeds there. Still nothing came out. Still banging. Nothing coming out. So we put those in there. Then we moved on to the cilantro. Now these seeds are actually quite a bit bigger. We had some left over, so we'll probably end up using those for maybe another pot later down the road. If these die off, then we can replant some more cilantro, which is something we do like to use a lot. We make a lot of our own salsas and guacamole, stuff like that, so it goes really good in there. It gives a nice flavor. So then we did the parsley, and again, these are a little bit smaller seeds. So we spread these across, and as you can tell here, it's, you know, stuff's kind of get clumped in the middle there. We'll fix that. And last but not least, we got the oregano. Doesn't look like a lot of seeds there, but we'll dump those in there. Now that that's done, we will stir out the seeds, kind of get everything evenly distributed across these pots. We don't want the seeds to get real close to each other or anything. And then once that's done, we will top this off with the extra soil medium. And because it created so much soil medium, we actually took the rest of it and put into a Rubbermaid container, and then we'll just end up using that for something else. So we top the rest of it off with a little bit more grow medium. We write what seeds are on there, because we'll forget. So she went through and wrote with a Sharpie on there what each herb was on the container. And the oregano, we put that into the little cool wooden holder, container, whatever. I don't know what you want to call it. But we put those in there. And then it was supposed to go into the grow tent, but the germination time is pretty slow, and it called for low sunlight, so no dice on the grow tent until everything starts going. So my intent after this was to do a time lapse with my GoPro, so I could kind of see all the seeds germinate and everything come up. But the seed germination time on the, I believe it was the chives and maybe it's the oregano or the parsley, that had almost a 3 to 4 week germination time. So trying to do a time lapse on that would have been pretty crazy. But I will do a time lapse for the next video. I do have a little experiment that I'm going to be doing with some grass seed and fertilizer, so stay tuned for that. But now the project is done here, so I am going to wait for everything to come up, and then once these seeds start germinating, I will put it into the grow tent, and we will kind of come back in maybe a few weeks and kind of see how everything's growing on this. So thank you for watching, and as always, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next one.